Welcome to the Beginner Guitar Academy podcast, a podcast where we provide tips and tricks to take the confusion out of learning to play guitar. Beginner Guitar Academy is a fast-growing online guitar school taking you from complete beginner to well-rounded guitarist. So are you ready for your next guitar lesson?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Here's your host, Amazon best-selling author of the book Learn to Play Electric Guitar, Paul Andrews.
Hello and welcome to the Beginner Guitar Academy podcast. And in this episode, we're going to be discussing 10 ways to stay motivated while learning guitar. Now, before we dive into that though, I just want to do a quick bit of housekeeping. And if you're not already a member of our YouTube channel or subscribe to us and liking our page on Facebook, make sure you do that, as I'm regularly releasing content, and I've just released a video tutorial for Love Me Do by the Beatles. So it's a 52nd anniversary of that song, and it's a great one for beginners. It's a great one for your G to C open chord change. I've also transcribed the harmonica intro solo and the solo in the song as well. So something there for more advanced students as well. Now, I've gone a little bit Beatles crazy this month, because if you look at our blog, I've just done a blog post on 5 Beatles guitar riffs. Really cool riffs. And they build from easy to relatively tricky with Payback Writer, which is obviously a little bit of a faster tune, and Day Tripper as well. And now you can find that at beginnerguitaracademy.com/blog. Now for the Beginner Guitar Academy members, check out the website, because I've just uploaded Wake Up When September Ends, which was last month's song workshop. Every month we do a live song workshop on Zoom for an hour, and last month was Wake Up When September Ends. And this month is Running with the Devil by Van Halen, which is on Saturday the 31st. So you check that out again in the Academy, and you'll see the link there to join when it's obviously time to join on Saturday the 31st. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's dive into this week's episode. As you're learning guitar, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to find you go through periods where motivation starts to dip. So in this episode, we're going to discuss 10 ways to stay motivated, which will help you stay out of the dip altogether or help you climb out of it when you find yourself in it. So let's dive straight in and talk about tip number 1. And number 1 is developing the right mindset. So super important to have the correct mindset when you're learning anything, but especially guitar. And the 3 most important things is it takes time, it takes dedication, and don't compare yourself to others. These are 3 traps I see students fall into time and time again. So it takes time. You've got to be realistic. You're not going to learn guitar in a week, in a few weeks. Don't listen to those Facebook ads. It takes time. And a good kind of thing to have in the back of your head is give yourself 6 to 12 months. That's enough time to start feeling less like a beginner, that you've got a good few chords on your fingers, you'll be able to strum and play a good few songs. I'd expect a student to be, after about 6 to 12 months, probably around level 2, level 3 on Beginner Guitar Academy. And that stage, you are developing quite a lot of skills. You can play minor pentatonic scales, you can play power chords, you can play all the open chords, you can play 16th notes, dotted rhythms. You've got quite a good kind of set of tools to play a lot of different styles of music. The next one, it takes dedication. You're not going to get to reach your goals if you're only practicing once a week or picking up the guitar every now and then. Try and be dedicated. Set some time aside, ideally obviously every day, but realistically, good few times a week, and then you're going to find you're going to be reaching those goals that you've set for yourself. And the last one, don't compare. Now this always gets people stuck, comparing yourselves to others. It doesn't work. Compare yourself to yourself. Hold yourself accountable to yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Worry about what you are doing. And that can be professional musicians you're watching. Maybe you go to a gig. It can be people that inspire you, your favorite players, or it can be just your friends. That is the quickest way of giving up, is compare yourself to others and you just lose heart and just obviously don't want to do it anymore. So just to recap, it takes time, it takes dedication, and don't compare yourself to others. So tip number 2, set goals. Super important to know where you're heading, to make sure you're not just going around in circles. And that's what I see a lot of people do. Head to YouTube, type in beginner guitar, and up pops loads of random videos. It's kind of like YouTube roulettes. You're learning jazz 1 minute, you're learning blues the next, you're learning power chords, bar chords before your open chords. and you're just going around in circles. So make sure you have a clear goal. Now, this could be just to play your first song. This could be to write your own song. This could be to perform on stage, or it could be anything in between. Make sure you have a goal. Now, a good thing to do is to use an ultimate song list. So an ultimate song list is just where you write down all the songs you ultimately want to be able to play. This can really help you get a bit of focus and get a little bit of clearer direction as well. The one thing to do with your goals, if you do learn your first song, if you do play your first gig, anything like that, make sure you reward yourself. Now, this could be something simple, something small. Maybe just some guitar accessories, maybe a new guitar pedal, maybe a new guitar, if maybe it's something big like playing your first performance, which is normally quite a big one for most people, or just finishing your first level on Beginner Guitar Academy. Anything like that, but make sure you reward yourself. As humans, we like these rewards. It's going to help us go for that next goal and keep pushing forwards as well. Tip number 3, set milestones. So now you've set your goals. The goals are quite far off. That's the only problem with goals. So we need to set smaller markers on our way to these goals. So the goal might be, I want to learn a particular song. It might be, argument's sake, Knock on Heaven's Door. So you want to learn Knock on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan. Problem is, if you don't know your G, your D, your A minor and C chords, you can't play Knock on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan. If you can't strum quarter notes perhaps, then you can't play Bob Dylan. All these kind of little things that are going to lead you to your ultimate goal. So break down your goal into its sub goals or subset, and then you know what you should be doing to reach that bigger goal. So milestones, super important. Map them out so it takes you to where you want to be heading. Tip number 4, record your progress. Now, a lot of people get demotivated while playing guitar because they don't see themselves improving, because improvements are very incremental. They're very slow and they happen over long periods of time. So it's super important to record your progress so you can look back and see that you are improving. Now, some easy ways of doing this: keep a practice diary. Write down what you're practicing. Write down how fast you can change between chords with a metronome. You can even use a timer as well. How many seconds it takes to do 10 changes from G to D chord. Anything like that where you can track it, and then you can see improvements when the next time you do it, and you can change quicker. You can do more repetitions, anything like that. Super important. Something else is a practice log where you write down the minutes you are practicing. That's what we do at my offline school. I have seen this work wonders for students, because as you're writing down where you've practiced during the week, you can then see, oh, I've had a really good week this week. I feel I've really progressed. You look at your practice log, you see you've practiced most days. You're then going to want to model that behavior the next week, because you can see there's a result of it. You feel that you've improved. And if you are a member of Beginner Guitar Academy, check out the forum, because we have the practice log section in the forum where you can basically keep a post going, keep a running thread of your progress, and I can dip in, answer any questions you have, give you support, offer feedback, all that kind of good stuff. And it keeps you accountable as well. Moving on. So tip number 5, make practice easy. Now, one of the biggest problems with practice is if you make it tricky, you're not going to want to do it. And an easy way of making practice easy is removing distractions. So turn notification off phone, setting up a practice area in a room that you know isn't going to be too noisy, not in the front room when people will be watching TV, out the way somewhere in the corner is where you want to be. And having your practice area set up, have a music stand with the music on it, with some picks nearby, with a tuner, so you're ready to just go straight away. And the most important one, have your guitar on a stand out of its case. It sounds so silly, but that little hurdle of getting your guitar out of the case can be enough to think, I haven't got that 5 minutes, so I won't do that. I'll go and do something else. Guitar's in the corner, out of its case. You just pick it up, strum a few chords, play a few scales, something simple and quick like that. Do that a few times through the day, and you've probably practiced, 20 minutes, half an hour, without even realizing that you're doing it. You just picked it up because it's there. So that's a really good tip. Get your guitar out on a stand, so you're going to pick it up and give it a go. So make your practice easy. Tip number 6, be inspired. So there's nothing better to be motivated than watching maybe your favorite guitar player. You might have picked up guitar because you wanted to play Eric Clapton, say. You're a really big Eric Clapton fan. So you got to keep connecting with that original goal or that original inspiration that you had. And so you could maybe put up some quotes So have a look at regular quotes from your favorite guitar players. Listening to music, so having a Spotify playlist of your favorite tracks that made you want to pick up guitar in the first place. Read biographies is really helpful, so you can actually pick up on the struggles that the best guitar players have had. And, they overcame them, or, they found it hard as well. Attending live shows is always good. Whenever I go and see a guitar player, I always come home wanting to pick up the guitar and wanting to rock out. Nothing more inspiring than seeing someone, rocking out in front of your very eyes. YouTube is just fantastic as well. Going on there, watching live performances, watching interviews as well on there, even documentaries, really, really helpful. And then DVDs. So picking up a DVD of a live performance. I've been watching Joe Bonamassa lately, some of his DVDs, and I'm just a massive Bonamassa fan. And as soon as I'm seeing him rocking out in his kind of power trio, I want to go get my guitar and rock out as well. So it really, really works. So tip number 6, be inspired. Tip number 7, play with others. Now, music is very sociable, and there's nothing better than playing with other musicians or just your friends. And this could be in a very informal setting, like down the local pub, on an open mic night with just some people, just amateur musicians, just having some fun. Or this could obviously be joining a band and doing it a little bit more formally, where you're actually booking gigs, maybe even they're paid as well, obviously depending on what level you're at. Or it could just be playing with your mate that plays guitar. It could just be simple that you're jamming over 12-bar blues or anything, say, like that. But playing with others is going to really help you motivate you. It's going to help you if that person you're playing with is better than you, because you might be able to pick up a few tips and tricks, and it's going to probably inspire you to get better as well. Whenever I play with musicians that are better than me, I want to get better, because I don't want to look like the one that's holding people back. I don't want to look silly, so it will make me go and work hard in my practice sessions to get my chops going, because I don't want to look silly. So really, really good to be playing with other people. Tip number 8, get a teacher. Now, getting a teacher is really, really useful for motivation. It's really good for accountability, and it's really good for someone there to give you some structure and point you in the right direction. Again, one of the biggest things I see when people lose their motivation is they just go around in circles. They're not clear. They're not being directed in the right direction. They're just kind of lost a little bit. And that is what a good teacher will help you do. And again, this could be a teacher in person. This could be a teacher online. This could be through Beginner Guitar Academy. All that kind of thing. On Beginner Guitar Academy, we have our structured classes. You go through the classes to finish the levels. You know exactly where you're heading. You can hit the forums and get my support. You can ask questions whenever you like. We have our Q&As. We have all this sort of stuff there to support. And that's what a good teacher should do. So having a teacher will really help keep you motivated. Tip number 9, join a community. So we've talked about teachers helping you stay motivated. We talked about playing with others. Now, a community could be a community of local musicians that you play with down a local pub on jam nights, or it could just be an online community. So a group in Facebook, something like that, where you can bounce around ideas. You can all kind of motivate one another, and you can just have a chat with people that are at the same stage as you are. Again, I keep bringing up Beginner Guitar Academy, but that is something that we have in Beginner Guitar Academy, in the forums, where we have the different topics and threads where we can discuss challenges people are having, or just random chat about things that are going on, cool stuff we've seen, cool guitar bits and pieces like that. And just chatting, motivating one another, and just having a bit of a laugh really is just so cool. And that's what community will give you, if that's with us at BGA, or if that is just online, on Facebook or just a forum somewhere. Really, really helpful to be around like-minded people and people of your kind of level, going through the same things you are. Okay, tip number 10, the final tip. And tip number 10 is don't make excuses. The big one, don't make excuses. And what I always say to my students is you make progress or you make excuses. If you come to me and say, I didn't practice this week because, it was my dog's birthday and this happened and that happened, it's excuses. We've all got time. It's just what you do with that time, what you dedicate that time to. And as harsh as that sounds, because guitar is fun and we want to have fun doing it, and it's just a cool way of relaxing, we still need to be focused and we still need to have dedication to get anywhere on it. If we go in just thinking, I'm just going to pick it up when I want and I'm just going to, take it really easy breezy, you're just not going to get very far. You're going to want to quit because you don't see your progress. So don't make excuses. Don't make excuses to yourself. Don't validate them. Just keep moving forwards, get cracking, stay dedicated, and you'll reach the stage you want to reach. And there we go, guys. There are the 10 tips. So just to go through them one more time. Number 1, develop the right mindset. Number 2, set goals. Number 3, break that goal into milestones. Number 4, record your progress. Number 5, make practice easy. Number 6, be inspired. Number 7, play with others. Number 8, get a teacher. Number 9, join a community. And number 10, don't make excuses. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and hopefully now we have a good few tips so we can take away and help stay motivated and keep you moving forward. So please rate and review this podcast in whichever app you use to listen to it. Head over to beginnerguitaracademy.com and subscribe to the waitlist, as we are getting ready now to launch. Final few stages, just tidying up the website. I'm pretty much just at testing stage now. Everything's kind of there. It's just make sure, obviously, it all works. So we're kind of the final stage. So make sure you head over there, subscribe, as we've got some awesome stuff there and more awesome stuff coming. Thanks again for listening, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you for listening to the Beginner Guitar Academy podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information, updates, or to start your membership today, please visit us at www.beginnerguitaracademy.com. Until next time, take care.